Kelly Williams. I'm a desires expert and money mindset coach, and one of my favorite topics is talking about money. Now, one of the biggest questions I get from entrepreneurs who want to create a lot of wealth in their life is, will making a lot of money mean that I'm greedy? Now, so many people have this fear, and rightly so, because when we grow up, we see all of these children's movies where there's the evil rich person, and then on the flip side, there's the kind-hearted person just trying to get ahead, doing something big with their life, and yet completely broke. And so there's really nothing in between when we look at the stories and what we're told growing up. I know for me, I had this amazing, wealthy, rich uncle in California, and although not everyone spoke badly about him, oftentimes I was told he was a little bit crazy for moving away, my family never got to see him, he was selfish. All of those narratives were running rampant in my mind as I built my business and wanted to create more wealth. And so as you can imagine, when we have all of those stories and we're brought up with that mindset, as we go to create more money, our mind tries to hold us back. And it brings up all these stories around people are going to think you're greedy, you're going to be egotistical, all of that stuff. And we need to get rid of that if we want to create the wealth that we're really craving. Okay, so how do we do that? First and foremost, I want you to understand that in my experience over the last 10 years working with thousands of ambitious women around the world, what I've found is that money actually makes you more of who you already are. And the good news is, if you are a naturally generous person, then having more wealth is going to make you even more generous. So think about it. I know for me, years ago when I was struggling, I could only buy $50 gifts for my family at Christmas. That did not feel good to me. That did not feel aligned. I wanted to be able to spoil my parents. I wanted to be able to give back to certain people who had impacted my life. And the moment I was able to buy my parents a ticket to the UK, buy my mom a Louis Vuitton handbag, I did it because that felt good to me. So think about yourself. Who could you impact in your life if you had more funds to play with, if you had more available? Maybe for you right now, you do have a lot of money. Things are going really well, but you want even more because you know you want to start the charity. You want to send your kids to an even better school. You want to put more away in savings so that your family is completely taken care of and you start to create some generational wealth. So think about it for yourself. And when you flip the switch on your mindset and look at all the good you could do when you have more money, everything starts to change. The other thing I love to do is think about the fact that you creating more wealth will lead to your fully expressed life. Now, what do I mean by that? I recorded a video a little bit ago all about this beautiful Raymond Holliwell quote around desires. And in that quote, he basically says that your desires are leading you to your fully expressed life. And for some people, that means traveling around the world. For other people, it means starting the business. Some people, it's the charity. Others, giving back to their family, allowing their spouse to leave their job so that they get to live out their fullest expression. For some people, it's investing in clothes and fashion because that means you get to look your best, which leads to your fully expressed life. Regardless of what the desire is, you feel that for a reason. And if the desire is for money, there's nothing greedy about that. It's literally leading you to your fully expressed life. So let me tell you another story. When I was living in London, I was a poor grad student. I had to take out tons of money in student loans. I was struggling working as a nanny, and I befriended this amazing woman named Kelly. So Kelly had this gorgeous Holland Park apartment, which is a really luxurious, wealthy part of London. She had an apartment in Paris, and she was so generous. So every single weekend, she would invite me over to her house. I remember she got all this beautiful rosé and these luxurious cheeses from across the street. And I was just in awe of her life and how generous she was. She took me to Paris. She paid for the entire trip. I got to stay at her house one weekend just to house sit. It was like a dream vacation. And I remember thinking to myself, when I have a lot of money, I'm going to do the same thing for somebody else. I'm going to make them feel as special as Kelly has made me feel. She showed me what was possible. And so imagine being able to do that for somebody else in your life. Imagine being able to give back in that way, to take care of someone like myself who was literally 3,000 miles away from her family, to be able to take care of someone in that way because of the wealth you've created for yourself. I don't know about you, but there's nothing greedy about that. And that for me is one of the keys to my motivation to create financial freedom, to make more money. And so if you start to go down the rabbit hole of, will money make me greedy? Please remind yourself of these things. Number one, your fullest expression is going to come from you being wealthy. You're going to be able to have choices and do the things that you want to do. And number two, money makes you more of who you already are. So if you are a generous person, somebody who wants to have the biggest impact, money can help you do that. Maybe, for example, right now in your business, you're not living out your fullest expression. You're not having the most impact because you're doing all the things that you shouldn't be doing. And so having more money will mean you get to hire the team members and the support system so that you get out of the weeds and into your zone of genius. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you can see that money makes you more of who you already are. And if that is a generous, kind person who wants to do big things in the world, then I hope that you are able to create the wealth that you desire, and it is possible for you. And it'll be so much easier if you eradicate all of those doubts, fears, insecurities, all those limiting beliefs that are holding you back so that you can move full speed ahead into the wealthy life that you are craving. And if you want to know more about how to do this, check out my incredible free training all about operating from a space of desire, transforming your mindset, and getting into massive action towards your goals. You can use this link below to go and get this free download. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.